Hello, welcome to the Pro Sport Analysis Show, your number one show for all the juicy sport news and update. Today, we take a dive into the English Premier League 2023-2024 season, and we are highlighting some of the key moments in the season. So, talk of the title race and what a contest it's been, who plays in Europe, promoted and relegated teams, and the flops of the season. This and many more we bring your way this edition of the show, and I'm joined here by our expert analyst Bruno. Charlie Bruno, you're welcome.
Thank you, my boss.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have him on the show. Today,
sure.
We are diving right into the title race. I mean, it's been a very great contest this season. The season started with Tottenham taking off the lead in the match week 1, sitting on top of the table. Along the line, we also had Aston Villa come on top. But, the teams you could say that they really stood out to contest for this season's title has been Liverpool, Arsenal, and the defending champions, Manchester City. But along the line, Liverpool unfortunately ran out of gas, lost 8 points in 3 consecutive matches and gave up the fight to, Arsenal and Manchester City. And the two, man, they've been so resilient. They've played against the top teams, the top 6 teams in the league, the top, the big 6 teams, so-called big 6 in England. And among all these, they've still held their grounds and they've shown real intent for the title this season. But up to now, left with only 1 match to go, we still cannot tell for sure which team is going to carry the trophy this season. So let me put this one to you. Which team will win the league this season?
All right, so thank you very much for the question.
Yeah.
So as it stands right now, as you rightly said, we have 1 match to go.
Yeah.
That will be played on Sunday. And as it stands, when you look at the league table, Manchester City are on top with 88 points.
Yeah.
Followed by Arsenal with 86. Which means that if Manchester City should lose their last match and Arsenal winning, Arsenal will take the league.
Yeah.
But we all know City will be playing at Etihad against West Ham.
Yeah.
Whereby the first league, they even went to West Ham and scored them 3-1. So definitely, I will still go for Manchester City to win this season's league.
All right. But Arsenal has put up such a great contest this season. They did so in the previous season as well, but unfortunately they bottled up in the latter part of the season, and we'll come to talk about that one as well. But let's bounce off the win at Old Trafford last week. Arsenal really ended that horrific record, with running 4 years without a win in the EPL at Old Trafford. What do you have to say about that?
All right, so as you said, we all know Arsenal this season, they have been on top form.
Exactly.
After losing to Aston Villa, we realize that they have a lot of difficult matches ahead. That is Chelsea, Tottenham. We all thought probably there might be lose in between, but as it stands, Arsenal has won all those matches, including the one at Old Trafford last weekend. Not even a draw. So we also, despite Manchester United put up a good fight, at the end of the day, the better team won. That was Arsenal.
Yeah.
We realized Manchester had a lot of chances, but they were not able to, equalize or make use of those chances. Yeah. So Arsenal at the end of after getting that early goal in the first half, were able to hold on, and I'll say they deserve it. They deserve that.
And a lot of that, people are giving credit to William Saliba for, Arsenal's resolute defense this season. Last season he got injured during the latter part of the season, and probably that's what cost them all the points they lost there, leading to the ultimate lose of the trophy. But this season, Saliba is around, and you can tell from, the fixture at Old Trafford, he won the man of the match, and he put up a monstrous performance there, right?
Yeah, sure. So as you said, Saliba this season has been very instrumental when it comes to the defense setup of Arsenal. Yeah. And it has, showed the back shot. That is why you realize that Arsenal hardly conceive goals.
Yeah, they have about 18 clean sheets.
Yes, he has been doing a very good work at the defense setup. And Arsenal this season, most of the players at the beginning of the season, player like Kai Havertz, we all thought it was a flop that
Yeah,
Chelsea
the
just
season didn't start
upload.
well for them.
Yes,
Yes.
but in the middle of the season, you realize that he has become one of their key players this season, Kai Havertz. So as Saliba, as you rightly said, so kudos, he's doing a great work.
Right, Arsenal putting up a top performance there. I mean, before the match, there was a lot of talks in town.
Yeah.
You know, Arsenal has a very poor run at Old Trafford. The last time they won there was in November 2020, and that was during the COVID era where there were no fans in the stadium, you know, to support Manchester United, and that one came off with Aubameyang's lone goal in there. The other win came way back in 2006, you know, and that was also an African player, Adebayo, scoring just a single goal there, and it tells you 2 wins in 18 years at Old Trafford. It tells you what a bad record Arsenal have there. So for them to be able to come into this one and looking at what a critical stage we are at in the competition, to be able to get that win, I mean, Man United did all they could, but unfortunately, Arsenal were more resilient, and you realize that they were more defensive as well, and they were able to pull home the point. Talk of composure and how do you call it, mindset. How do you think the team was set up for that?
All right, so as you said, Arsenal team was on their best form on that day. You realize Manchester United going into that match, we had a lot of injury. The defense sets up, all of them were injured, so we have to force one Casemiro and the other players to, I mean, line up the defense. So which means that United were having pause holes in their setup going into that match. But really, Arsenal's team were set. They were really prepared for it, and you realize the composure after scoring that early goal in the first half. They were able to hold on Manchester United. United had a lot of chances. If they would have taken their chances, it would have been another lose for Arsenal. But Arsenal, as I said earlier on, the better team won the match. So that was Arsenal.
So the win actually sends the title race to the last game, to the final. I mean, so everything is just left with the final, and like I said, until the final game goes off, we can't tell who is actually taking the trophy. Now, if Arsenal is going to win, and I'm sure that Arsenal is going to win against Everton as they are playing home in the Emirates, I mean, it will be a fantastic opportunity for them to win in front of their home fans. I mean, it's been 20 years since they won it, and they want to do this in this season's how do you call it, EPL title race. So it's a lot for Arsenal to do, and with all that they fought throughout the season, I'm sure they will not relent on the Everton match. Manchester City, on the other hand, are facing how do you call it, West Ham, and I don't know, will West Ham be able to cause any genuine harm for Manchester City on the final day?
I'll just go for a straight answer. No, I don't think West Ham will be.
They don't pose any threat at all.
No, not at all.
Kudus has been talking in the media.
Yes, I heard it. It is just probably he has a Ghanaian brother in the Arsenal setup, so just to, I mean, give him some consolation, and I mean that is why he's saying what he's saying. We also Kudus this season. He has been, I mean, very instrumental in the West Ham setup. But this is a last match for Manchester City, and probably they are playing at Etihad. You know, the first leg between West Ham and Manchester City, City went there and scored them 3-1. Now you are coming to Etihad, and this is a crucial game, and that matter, the last game of the Premier League. I don't think Pep Guardiola and his boys will sit at Etihad for West Ham to come and even give or cause a draw there. No, definitely it will not happen. So Kudus probably is just saying that to, I mean, console party. He knows that City will, at the end of the day, leave the trophy.
Right. So we will expect a spectacular performance from Kudus. I mean, he should prove himself on that day. But football is a teamwork, and it's not only one department that can win you a match. If you are able to score goals and your defense is porous, then of course you end up losing the match against a team like Manchester City on such a crucial day. Well, I very much doubt if West Ham could actually pose any harm. Last season, Aston Villa actually took a 2-goal lead on the final day, but City was able to come back and still secure some points to win the title. So should Everton even go ahead in this final day, I'm sure City will definitely do a comeback like we've seen them do in previous years. Right.